Good morning, gang. Happy Friday. Who knows what today's going to bring? Though we know what yesterday brought more pain. Not a big surprise, but let's kind of go through a little bit of it here and get to how it really affects you and me. Okay. So, inflation numbers came out yesterday. Guess what? We're now up to 7.9%. So, this transitory inflation keeps going up. Oh, Janet Yellen, what did she say yesterday? Expect inflation to continue climbing all year. Okay. Something just to pay attention to. So, with inflation at 40-year highs, Americans struggling at the pump, Americans struggling at the grocery store, Americans struggling at the kitchen table trying to figure out how to pay the freaking bills, Congress had a solution yesterday. Let's pass another $1.5 trillion in bullshit spending. Okay. Some of it was good, but I want to give you this. All right, kind of go through it. This is how it went through. I mentioned it briefly yesterday. The bill was written, remember, mind you, the Democrats control the House. Okay. The bill was written, and they decided to bring it up for debate in committee at 1:30 in the morning. Didn't tell anybody they were going to do it. They just posted it. They have to make it public, okay? Or they have to let everybody know. So they posted it on the website. Like a whole lot of congressmen, pay attention to a Democrat-run website, okay? They posted it at midnight saying in an hour and a half, we're going to do this. So they ran it through. It passed the committee. Nobody got a chance to debate it, put amendments in, say, hey, this is bullshit. We need to take this out. Okay. Pelosi ran it right through the House. It passed. Schumer ran it right through the Senate. It passed. And it's now off to Biden's desk. Now, what's in this? $1.5 trillion. $730 billion for non-defense spending, and $782 billion for defense spending. Okay? Now, you need to take a look at where this money's going. Defense spending, okay, I'll give you this. And some of it's going to Ukraine. And again, I'm going to say, why in the world are my tax dollars going over there? Not an ally, not a NATO member, not an EU member, just another country. And don't give me this defending democracy crap, okay? Because I would hardly call Ukraine a democracy. Just because you run an election, you're not a democracy. Putin's elected, okay? His opponents just have a tendency to die, or get put in jail or poisoned or whatever, okay? So defense spending is defense spending, but beside the point. What's in the non-defense side? Okay, now mind you, remember there's $730 billion earmarked for non-defense spending. $4 billion in rural development, including money for broadband internet, okay, out in the country for me. And yes, we got broadband here about a year and a half ago. So I know this actually exists. $12.6 billion for the IRS, okay? Yeah, because we got to chase all those tax dodgers, right? Start going after some of the Facebooks of the world. $108 billion for the Department of Health and Human Services, 12% more than last year. Wonder what that would be. Gee, do we have to give medical to all these illegal aliens coming into the United States? Yeah, that's probably how we're paying for it there. $140 billion for SNAP. We might need more in that one. I hate to tell you this with the way the economy's going. And $24 billion for NASA. Okay. Now, if you add all that up, that's about $300 billion. Remember what I said? The non-defense spending in this was $730 billion. So where's the other $430 billion? Okay. That's kind of interesting. That's now called member-directed spending. Gee, Hunter, here you go. Gee, Pelosi's daughter-in-law, or whoever the hell it is runs the Lincoln Center, here you go. Here, Chelsea, here you go. Where's that money going? $430 billion of pork. This is exactly what's happening. I mean, what they should have been doing is focusing on cutting spending. 7.9% inflation. Where's this $1.5 trillion coming from? Okay, do the math, guys. That's 5% more to the national debt. Okay, borrow it. Who are we going to borrow it from? Because the rest of the world seems to love us right now so much, right? You know, Japan and China are our two biggest debt purchasers. China probably not considering buying a whole lot of U.S. debt right now. China's got enough problems of its own, okay? Like feeding their people. You know, interesting thing in China, I'll go back to the food thing. China's expected to have 2/3 of the world's grain in storage this year. They're at half starting the year. That's how much, that's what they are doing. They are stockpiling all the grain from around the world in China. One country, okay? 2 billion screaming Chinese. There's what, 9 billion people on the planet? Something like that. You know, less than a quarter, 22% of them at that point get the majority of the food. Okay. What's Joe doing? Ooh, let's go spend more money on, I don't know, transgender studies again. All right. How does this affect us? Well, I want you to look at this video real quick. Pay attention here. What this isn't a line to get into a movie theater. This isn't a line to get into the grocery store. This is a line to get cash out of an ATM machine. And this was in St. Petersburg, Russia this week. This is what's eventually coming our way, guys. As the dollar will crash, everybody goes, oh, look, the dollar's getting stronger. The dollar's getting stronger. No, it's that the other economies around the world, the pound, the euro, the yen, the yuan, whatever it is, are getting weaker, okay? As they get weaker, we're not getting stronger. They're just getting weaker, and the appearance is the dollar is stronger. That is all it is. Everybody's getting weaker. We're just getting weaker slower. Eventually, we're going to catch up. You guys know what inflation looks like. You guys know what is coming. Having cash is king. Now, if they change it all, you know, everybody goes, oh, I got an email yesterday. Somebody said, oh, they're going to trade our currency and the banks are going to convert our currency pennies on the dollar for CBDC or something like that in the future. That's all speculation. Okay? If it happens that way and they're going to deflate the money like that, sure. Okay. If they deflate it by 99%, the dollar is now worth 1 penny in CBDC. Okay, so now instead of a Big Mac costing you $5, a Big Mac now costs you 5 cents. All right, it's all going to be relative. The problem that you get in there, and this is why I keep saying this over and over and over again, of pay off your debt, is if they do that, you owe $1,000 a month mortgage payment. They devalue all the currency. You still owe $1,000 unless your bank decides to go, gee, we're going to devalue it, which I'm speculating here, guys. Okay, don't know how that's going to happen, but what CBDC does, guys, it's going to literally destroy the economy. And you know what they're trying to do is figure out a way to miraculously make the debt go away. That's all it is for. Okay, how to take your money to pay off their obligations. Guys, make sure you have hard assets. Make sure you have whatever land you can get, whatever gold and silver you can get, appreciating assets. Okay. Your freedom sticks, those are probably going to be appreciating assets. Those are worth having. The stuff you use to feed them, my guess, would be appreciating assets. So those are things too. But make sure you are taking care of the house. You know, have cash, because what's going on right now in Russia could come here economically very, very easily. The risk of a cyber attack in the United States on our financial institutions and on our grid, according to the government, is high. They do not expect it to be done by some group like Anonymous or whatever, but the government has admitted that Russia, China, North Korea, Iran all have the capability to take out our grid and take out our financial system. Either one, guys, and your debit card, your credit card doesn't work. The only thing that's going to work is greenbacks in your wallet at that point. And if the power's out for 6 hours, 6 days, 6 weeks, or 6 months, you figure out how long you need cash for, just in case. Because if you've got 6 weeks worth of cash and there's no power for 6 months, what do you do for the other 4.5? Just making a point. Have a good morning. Pinball out.